Thank you, Avinash. We start off with news from Venezuela. A government plan to curb hyperinflation is coming into force in Venezuela amid confusion about how it will work. From Monday, new banknotes denominated in sovereign bolivars are legal tender, with 5 zeros taken off. The measures come after the International Monetary Fund, IMF, predicted that inflation could reach 1 million% this year. Economists have warned that the new measures could make things worse in Venezuela. Meanwhile, Brazil is sending troops and extra police to the border town of Pacaraima, where Venezuelan migrant camps were attacked and set ablaze. Brazil's President Michel Temer held an emergency meeting on Sunday as regional tensions rose over the numbers fleeing crisis hit Venezuela. Venezuela has asked its neighbor to ensure the safety of its citizens. The Bahamas government says it is moving to remove shanty towns where many Haitian migrants live from the landscape of the country, even as it seeks to implement its immigration reform policies. Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis recalled his discussions with the League of Haitian Pastors some months ago, where he informed them that the aim is to improve the lives of those affected. Internationally, Pope Francis has condemned the atrocities of child sex abuse and clerical cover-ups in a letter to the world's 1.2 billion Roman Catholics. According to the BBC, the letter to the people of God calls for an end to the culture of death in the church, addresses failures to deal with abuse, and asks for forgiveness. Last week, a grand jury report detailed 7 decades of abuse in Pennsylvania. The landmark investigation found more than 1,000 identifiable minors had been abused by 300 priests in the U.S. state. Thousands more are thought to have fallen victim. The inquiry found evidence of systematic cover-ups by the church, with many cases now too old for prosecution. We tell you now that 22,000 people were rescued from the flood-hit Indian state of Kerala on Sunday after monsoon rains finally eased. Military teams, as well as disaster response forces and local fishermen, reached some of the worst-hit areas, the BBC reported. Helicopters also brought much-needed supplies to communities cut off by 2 weeks of incessant rain. More than 370 people have been killed, most of them in landslides, since the monsoon started in June. Cases of measles in Europe have hit a record high, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. More than 41,000 people have been infected in the first 6 months of 2018, leading to 37 deaths. Experts blamed this surge in infections on a drop in the number of people being vaccinated. In England, there have been 807 cases so far this year. The WHO is calling on European countries to take action. And that brings us to the end of regional and international headlines. Back to you, Avinash.